GBG family, welcome to a Coach to Coach episode with a good friend, Dr. Andy McDonald, and host of the Informed Performance Podcast, one of my favorite. And he has a very special piece of advice for us. What you got for us, Doc?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about just a few really quick and easy stretches that might help some hip discomfort, particularly if players are tall, finding it hard to get low, or maybe in the gym if they're struggling to squat. So just some simple techniques that you've probably done, but just some minor tweaks on them that you may not have done.
Which is perfect because Lord knows I have super tight hips, so this is great timing. All right, Doc, we are down on the floor. What do you got for us?
Okay, you go into a frog stretch first.
Okay. I think I'm quadruped, right?
Yep. And then go knees really wide.
Oh,
you can fan your feet out if it's more comfortable. Fan those feet and then you're gonna essentially rock forwards and backwards along the floor. But as you do it, just tip your pelvis that way. That's it, perfect. Try and maintain that, and now go forwards and backwards.
Okay, so
keep that position.
Really big emphasis on making sure that there's like this arch in my lower back.
Yeah, or just like making sure it doesn't tuck under too much.
Okay. And what's my tempo, like how?
What you're doing is perfect, so get as far as you can, pain-free, and then come forwards again. You look like you might be in some pain there.
Pain-free, that's subjective.
Mild discomfort.
And then give us some sets and reps, I guess, or time and attention. What do you think?
I would do a minute, maybe 15 reps. It doesn't matter too much. Just go until you think you've exhausted how much range you can spill out of it.
Very good, very good. Okay, I like it. And that's the frog stretch. All right, number 2, what you got for us?
Okay, if you go into the Pigeon Pose stretch, if you've done that before.
Yeah, old school yoga. Everybody knows this one.
And then get your left leg, your back leg as far back as you can. So get as long as you can through there.
Ooh.
Good. Then drop this side of your hips, back leg, as far around as you can.
Rotate that down.
And now very slowly try and pan your hips around in a circle towards me, and then as forwards as you can as well.
Oh yeah.
So scrape around as far as you can in that circle. Take each direction as exaggerated as you can.
And what I'm noticing is our first exercise was like internal rotation.
Yep.
And this one's more for the external rotators. Right here on the side.
And you should find that by dropping here, as you move around, you find different places that are tight or feel tension that you may not in just a standalone stretch.
And then do I want to stay or hang out in those really tense areas?
You can do either. Maybe if you've got an area that's particularly tight, hang out in it.
Yeah.
But I think generally try and get through motion as well.
Motion is lotion, all right. And then give us some acute variables, time under tension, what you thinking?
I would probably just hang out for at least 30 seconds if you're doing a stretch. Minimum 30 seconds.
Okay.
And I'd probably hit 15 to 20 circles if you're moving.
If
you've got time, try both.
Would you ever reverse the circular motion, or does it matter?
I tend to go that way because it allows you to sink into the stretch as you go wide.
Yes.
That's it.
Great one, I love it. A little remix on the Pigeon Pose. Love it. All right, last but not least, my hips are feeling pretty loosey-goosey. What's the cherry on top?
Okay, if you go into a hip flexor stretch, so a tall kneeling position.
Tall kneeling.
So both knees at 90 degrees. The first thing I want you to do is just drive your toes down into the ground with your left foot. Tuck your belly button up towards your chin, that's it. And then tense your back leg glute, so your left glute for you.
Gotcha.
Now you're gonna go arms overhead.
Yes, sir.
The first variety I'm gonna get you to do is just to sway to the side. So it doesn't matter which way you start with.
Okay.
Good. And as you do that, you're keeping that pelvic position where it is. Then go the opposite direction.
I feel it.
Good. Back to the center. Then go a little bit longer in the step here.
Okay.
And just go backwards with your hands, forwards with your hips. You won't get as much range.
Keep that glute though, right?
Yeah. Go back to the middle. Then let your rib cage come right the way down. Lean over this front knee. So bring your chest forwards. Good. Keep the left glute tensed and then just sort of shift forwards. Good.
Yes, sir.
Back to the mid position again. You can shorten up the stance again.
Oh yeah.
And then you're gonna go arms crossed, twist as far as you can one way. So rotate around.
Keep my hips square, or?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. And then rotate the other way. Keep this knee still as you do it.
How's my rotation?
Good, not bad. And then back to the middle. So a simple stretch, but just adding in some varieties of movement to it.
Also, a lot of action here. If you really contract the quad, drive the back foot in, and keep that glute on, a lot of work's going on as well as with the mobility, so.
Yeah, and it just helps lock you into position through the stretch.
That makes sense. Coach to coach, thank you so much, Andy. Really appreciate your expertise. Let's do episode 2.
Perfect.
My man.